But you know what? I was gonna say, you know what? Fuck it. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if it will work because that story would go better in a conversation where I'm talking about being confident and about not giving women validation preemptively. What essentially happened was there was this girl that I worked with, right? By the way, I was only 17, 18. That was my first job. There was this girl named Edith. And she was pretty. She was a pretty girl. I'm not going to lie and say she wasn't pretty. She was actually pretty attractive, to be honest. But she was older. She was like 25, 26, 27. She might have been 29. And I was only 18. It was my first job. But for some reason, we got on the same team. I've always been good at talking with women without having to like worry or overthink it. So I started talking to this lady at work, right? He says, tick off the overlays for the clip. I mean, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, I can make a video out of this. So yeah, this woman, look, like I said, I have always been good at talking to women and being confident and not worrying about what they think about me, being very casual, right? So my first job, I'm 18 years old. This lady, somehow we end up on the same team. We end up working together. We end up sitting together in our cubicles, right? Our cubicles. She was probably 28, 29. She was attractive. She had a decent body. She had a pretty face, but obviously she was much older than me. And I have never been a guy to go after cougars or girls that are like way older than me. So I kind of just ignored her, right? I would talk to her on my lunch breaks. We would chill. Nothing ever happened. I never made any sexual advances towards this woman, even though I'm pretty sure I could have if I wanted to, right? I'm pretty sure I could have cracked that if I wanted to, but I wasn't interested. One day, there's a new employee. He joins our team as well. Actually, he didn't join our team. He just got hired. And I can't remember how, but at some point I was like, yo, what's up, man? We started talking because the homie was an American, right? Overseas. We started talking, yo, where you from? Blah, 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 blah. Having just normal conversations. And me and my dumb, unaware self, I introduced this nigga to the girl. I'm like, oh man, yeah, this is one of my friends, blah, 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 blah. You know, thinking nothing of it. They start to talk. And this motherfucker gets the girl somehow. I really didn't think this nigga had game like that, to be honest. I honestly didn't think that he would be able to pull it off. But he did somehow get the girl. He got the girl. And after he got the girl, you know, at first when they started talking casually, I didn't care that much. I was like, oh, whatever, man. I'm not even interested in that girl. But I'm not going to lie. Eventually, as they became more and more serious, I did start to get jealous. I think that's just human nature, though. I think that's just human nature. I think that when something is easy to get and obtainable, you're not going to worry that much about it, right? When something is easy to get, you're not going to be like, oh, I want it, desperate for it, because it's easy, it's available. If I wanted to, before I introduced him to that girl, I could have cracked that any day I wanted. Any day I wanted. But the thing is that I never made a move because I wasn't interested at the time. Oh, I knew her for about a year, lover of the light, for about a year. So, and she was definitely into me because she was always trying to talk to me. I would go on my lunch. I'd be going somewhere. She'd be like, where are you going? She'd come with me. I'm like, damn, this girl's, honestly, I'm not, you want me to be honest? I found it annoying. I'm not even going to lie. I found it annoying. Like, this girl is actually really annoying. Like, why is she following me around? Is she a lost puppy dog? What the hell is wrong with this girl? Leave me alone. I didn't say leave me alone, but I was thinking in my head, like, damn, she's following me everywhere. I can't even have lunch. I'm trying to go get some Chinese food by myself, and this chick is following me there. Why is she following me so much? She's old. She's 29. I'm 18. I don't want to get no 29-year-old girlfriend. That's crazy. So then I introduced them, but the moment they started getting serious, I started to get in my feelings. I'm not even going to lie, chat. I started to get in my feelings. I was like, damn, I can't believe this fucking guy's in him. They're engaged? They're engaged? No way. What the hell? They're getting married? Ay, ay, ay. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit hit me. I'm like, damn, this guy got the girl. It was a girl that I didn't want, but even so, he got the girl. Maybe I'm selfish, guys, because this has happened in the past. I'm one of those guys who I can't stand seeing another guy with the girl they want. I hate to say it, I'm a bad person, chat. I'm a bad person because in the past I've had friends that had a girl and I had to steal them from him. Literally, at least 2-3 times. He says that's called envy. Well, I know it's called envy. It's called jealousy too. 2-3 times. I already told you guys a story about Tito. Tito came over with the girl and I was like, okay, bet he thinks he's gonna take the girl, and I stole his girl from him, and then we never talked again. You guys have no idea how many friendships I've ruined being that way. I just don't know why. I don't like not being the dominant person in the group, in the conversation, in the room. Yeah. I've told Lover of Light, I don't know if you've been in here for a while or if you've listened to any of my other stories, but in the past, literally, I've done this multiple times to buddies or to my cousin or whoever. Like, they'd get some girl they're interested in, and they'd be saying like a bunch of stuff about the girl, like, oh yeah, this girl, I got her, blah, 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 blah.